Hey Sagittarius, this is an eclipse season reading for you. We're going to look at the month of October, and you're the first sign that I've read for, and I think you're about the 9th sign that I've read for, that has gotten all 3 of your cards so far to be major arcana cards. This tells me that October, unsurprisingly, has been a massive period of soul growth for you. It's been extremely meaningful in the journey of your life, and it's been full of accomplishment. Your mastery and self-discipline and bravery and courage this month are not to be underestimated. A new cycle of your life is about to emerge now, and you've really been through some of the most testing times in your life. So the High Priestess, this is a card for what's been going on lately. It could have been since the full moon at the end of September in through the month of October. We're dealing with powerful messages coming through. Intuition. This speaks to an inner knowing, trusting your intuition, trusting your gut, receiving downloads, being connected to spirit, being connected to something bigger than yourself, working for you, working with you, to open doors and to open your mind to what needs to be done. The High Priestess tells me that you might have been feeling a bit more private lately. You maybe even felt more isolated, and I think it was your choice to kind of just shut yourself away to process what's been going on and to really understand the choices you've made, and it's been really powerful. I say choices because the High Priestess is number 2, so we do see that there has been something that has been decided on by you recently. And we're going to pull more cards. We've got to. These are all major arcana cards, so I can't even begin to try and say what this is all meaning for you, because there's such big, powerful energies. On the 14th of the month, we had a solar eclipse, new moon in the sign of Libra. So I'm really looking at what the eclipse season is bringing for you, but it's important to see where you're coming from too. So right now you're in this world card energy, and the eclipses, like I say in all my eclipse season videos, it's a time of great beginnings and endings. It's a time where things are meaningful and felt and important, and even if they're happening below the surface or right out in the open in an obvious way, the tone and quality of the downloads, the events, the conversations, the ideas, and the circumstances that are unfolding in your life right now are super meaningful. And you might even notice that they seem meant to be. If not now, look back in 6 months at the next series of eclipses and you'll notice how important what's happening for you now turns out to be. The World card. Okay, so it's a Saturnian influence, so we know that this must speak to discipline then, and lesson learning and mastery. And it's through your sense of discipline, self-discipline and motivation and determination that all of what you have been accomplishing recently has been possible. And you are at the end of an era. The World card suggests that, being the last card in the deck, that this is a chapter that's wrapping up for you now. So through only you have made this possible for yourself. The Strength card then, I mean, you're only going to get more strong, okay? You're only going to feel more accomplished. You're going to only feel more proud of yourself. Pride comes through with the Strength card. It's a Leo energy. So feeling like you are valuable, worthy, desirable, that's all still to come. The final eclipse this month is on the 28th of October. And I think that it's going to be around then when you really kind of feel like this maximum strength, vitality in your physical body. Maybe you're going to start working out. You've been working out your mind. Now it's start time, and you've been doing a lot of maybe metaphysical work, perhaps meditation, even therapy, perhaps talking things through, perhaps yoga, perhaps any kind of like metaphysical work, transcendental work, astral travel, dream work. Now it might be time to get back into your body and start to really sink in to kind of, to your body again, and just like feeling yourself again. Let's pull an archetype card to see what you've been dealing with on this eclipse season. And then I'm going to pull some more cards, because of course I have to flesh out these major arcana cards and get to kind of see what the events have been and the circumstances that are yet to come for you. This might be a good idea now for you if you wouldn't mind subscribing. It costs nothing, it only takes a second, and it helps me to get this message to other people. So an archetype card for the sign of Sagittarius. What have they been working with and continue perhaps to work with for this eclipse season? Got the vision. So before I even read from the archetype book, the owl, right? The owl, a symbol of wisdom. Notice that there's two of them, just like the high priestess, two pillars of wisdom, the number 2. So this is kind of the two sides of yourself. I think you might be noticing a lot of duality within yourself. This kind of inner knowing that, you know, you do understand it all, and then you're conflicted perhaps with the ego, perhaps, you know, saying like, oh, you know, second guess yourself and whatnot. And then, you know, you've got mountain here, which might be a little more of a Saturnian symbol of challenge and overcoming adversary. But without further ado, let me read this for you. The vision, I mean, of course, then it speaks to the clairvoyancy that we've been kind of mentioning with the high priestess. So the dream, the imagined, the revealed. It is said that we are each born with a unique vision, a destiny towards which we are aimed. So the eclipse season portal speaks to destiny in astrology. It keeps us on our aligned, destined path. When the eclipse is very rocky and chaotic and unexpected, sometimes it might be a strong litmus test to suggest how unaligned you might have been, but don't fear, because this is all here to serve you getting back into an alignment. If you found that this eclipse season was quite relaxing and quite expected and mundane and even normal, business as usual, chances are you're probably in a stronger alignment at this time in your life. It is also said that we forget this vision the moment we are born. Damn it. Thus, we are sent on a lifelong journey of rediscovery. Such is the elusive nature of the vision. It slips away, yet it guides. It appears in strange dreams and surreal images, seemingly unattainable and preposterous. So that is that kind of elusive nature, like the dual nature. On one hand, you know you're being guided, you understand, and then on the other hand, you're kind of flummoxed, like in a kind of even moon card energy. When we are connected to the vision, we carry an inspired, enchanted aliveness that others recognize. We trust the world and its synchronicities. We walk through new doors into wondrous opportunities. We want all near us. We want all to be near those with vision. Does that make sense? We all want to be near those with vision, sorry. They emit energy more potent than any elixir. When we lose connection to the vision, life becomes dull and exhausting, lacking meaning. Bring back the mystery, bring back the dreams. So this goes on to say that when you're seeing the light energy of this, you're going to have a potent imagination, synchronicity and trust. In the dual or the other side, disconnected from art, dreams, lifeless and even aimless. Okay, so that's very interesting. It asks then to look at art you loved when you were young, listen to old records and poems. They are ways to activate the vision. Let's move on and pull some more tarot cards. I really love that card for you. Sagittarius, there will be an extended version of this reading on my Patreon. The Six of Wands in reverse. This might come through as a message for you that I guess the Six of Wands in reverse is you trying to prove something to people who don't get it and people who don't understand the vision, I suppose, and now you're kind of like losing confidence on something that you were kind of putting out into the world in a bigger way, so that might come through again. But look, like I was saying, I will put the extended version of this on my Patreon. I'll leave a link to that subscription service in the description box. And I'll be going deeper into this storyline as well as following prompts around love and relationships and spiritual purpose as well as money and career. Let's look into the High Priestess. Late September, early October. This is the intuition or the inner vision or the calling you've been following. and it's been extremely meaningful for you. The Six of Swords, letting go and moving on. Five of Pentacles, of pain and of hurt and of suffering. So the letting go part might have been kind of something that you've been working with a lot, like quite strongly. The Six of Swords, when that Five of Swords, when the Six of Wands in reverse popped out, sorry, there's a little bit of noise out there, but that should be finishing up in a moment. When that Six of Wands in reverse popped out, the Five of Swords was at the bottom of the deck, which is the kind of people that don't understand you, and it seems almost like a waste of time. The Six of Swords is like forgetting about those who don't understand you to a certain extent, or like not putting too much stock there anymore. So you're not really bothered with that anymore, and you're not even really in any sort of sense of urgency to prove yourself here or to make them understand you. This High Priestess is very like minding their own business, staying in their own lane, and it's just like trusting in your own vision, because other people may not really understand the vision that you have at this time, and it might just be a time to let that go and kind of accept a little bit of perhaps defeat there, or even sink into surrender. As I said that it was 11:11 on my recording just a moment ago, I often think that like these two pillars here and the number 2 right up here, it is kind of like this 11:11 energy. And like the pillar here, it's just a portal. It's an opening for us. We hear make a wish. That's because there's a portal opening and appearing for us, so it's the perfect time to speak out into the portal. So I think that could be what's coming through there as well. It might be just time to let it go, that vision. You've heard a voice telling you that it's just not worth pursuing for you at this time, because it's bringing up a little return. The Five of Pentacles feels hard done by. They feel in some way that this is unfair, of course. And then there's kind of like with this, there's like sometimes a desperate energy that comes up with the Five of Pentacles, because you're almost forcing something, so it's not really in a flow. It's coming from a place of lack. So of course that's when unfortunately there can be desperation, and we can get really panicky, like, oh my gosh, like it might be about money, but I actually think it's a little bit more emotional, psychological in this reading, where you are just feeling undeserving, unloved, unlovable, and not understood, and kind of left out in the cold. You know, that's really what this speaks to in the end. You'll hear that a lot from tarot readers, I suppose, left out in the cold. But that's so contrasted then to where we're headed towards in this Strength card energy. So I really see like that's the journey right now, getting from Five of Pentacles, having trusted in your inner voice, and moving into Strength card energy. So let's look at the World card. The World card speaks to your current vibe, current kind of standing in the world. It is one of massive accomplishment, not to be underestimated, Sagittarius, because look at where you've come from. Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So we're getting there. We're moving from the Five to the Six of Pentacles at this time, and this feels a lot more becoming and welcoming and inclusive to me. This feels a lot more supported, of course. So the Sixes, let's speak about that first. They speak to a rebalancing and a harmonization. Perfect for Libra season, right? Perfect to balance the scales. And it's not about you being necessarily out of balance to me, Sagittarius. It's about the energy exchange. And I feel like this is sort of like you recognizing where you are not, where it's like kind of beating a dead horse is the expression, I think, where it's just not worth it for you. You're not understood there. They don't get your message, your vision, let's call it. And it just results in you messing with your self-esteem and messes with your vision, and it's being forced. And the High Priestess wouldn't want that. The High Priestess would honor themselves too much, and I think that that's what you're learning to do. Okay, you don't like my message? No problem, I'll take it elsewhere. No hard feelings. That's okay. And that's quite the Six of Swords, like a bit of surrender there. But I think now you're going to be finding a circle or a group or a place of belonging, and that feels like the biggest accomplishment in the world to you at this time. The Three of Pentacles is a highly skilled organization, group, work team, associates. It could be people that have the same vision as you, or at least similar, or at least you don't have to fight for this to be understood around these people. They get it. Call them your soul tribe, call them like, you know, kindred spirits or whatever it is. But everyone's good here. Everyone's good at their job. Everyone works well. You might be moving from a team or a work dynamic that is going from a complete mediocrity, if not like downright unorganized, like laziness or bad attitude, into somewhere where it feels much more like a cultivated and organized, systematic, helpful, responsive team situation. It just seems like it fits you so much better, and that feels like the biggest deal in the world to you. Good, you know, the Three of Pentacles is a very strong sense of belonging and you being in the right place now, and it's about other people, so it's not just like you alone in the world. And maybe you felt a little bit alone in the world, and that can happen when people just aren't understanding us. It can be super lonely. So now that you've kind of you're in this, you're stepping into, if not already in this energy of like, okay, I've met my people, we're all working good, let's get things moving, let's get this product out there, let's get our message out there, let's share our vision, this makes sense. The Six of Pentacles, of course, a card of support, and I think with the presence here, celebration, sharing, camaraderie, and it's like there's no competition, it's healthy. The Six of Pentacles is Moon and Taurus energy, so it feels very stable, it feels very grounded, and there's no fussing around here, and there's no huge drama. It's just like nice and chilled and focused, but also abundant. Like, we're gonna make some money, we're gonna make things happen. This sounds like accomplishment, or we're hearing success at the moment for you with the people you're with the sense of finding your place. And I really love that for you. Money matters. I will touch on this more in the extended, but going from the Five to the Six of Pentacles is always nice in that trajectory. The Three of Pentacles also tells me that you enjoy what you're doing at the moment, you like it, and you know, this leaving behind a situation and surrendering to moving on because your message wasn't heard, you weren't accepted, or at least you perceived you weren't accepted there. That might not even be related to this, but it could be, and it really doesn't matter one way or the other. It's all part and parcel of the story of your life. Let's take a step back and look at our lives, aka look at your own life through the lens of it being like just more of an overall mythic tale, rather than just like last year I was here, in 2 years before I was doing this. Let's look at it as a long-standing myth. I know Sagittarius likes that kind of energy of like a fun storyline. So what is the overall life story for you? That could be a question you'll ask yourself. The Strength card. The Three of Swords just popping out there now. So, you know, soon to be a distant memory, I think. But those Three of Swords, you know, the wound that's left in our heart when it pierces, it takes a minute to heal. The Strength card, I mean, it is down to your self-discipline, of course. That's how you're going to get there. The Strength card. I can't help but notice the lion in this Strength card. They look quietened down by this woman. And I wonder if there's, you know, a risk of you overcompensating now that you found this power, and great, but where you kind of like you may still have not healed, and that could have been that Three of Swords popping out, the wound of like where the lower self-esteem was triggered, or what that was all kind of encompassing. And now that you've kind of found your place, I would never want to say like, don't get ahead of yourself now, Sagittarius, you know, no, that's not what I'm trying to say at all. But I'm saying, just because this, I can't help but be drawn to the way the lion is represented here, it seems honestly a little bit emasculated for such a king of a jungle energy. It looks like bit domesticated, you know, it doesn't have that wild ferocity. So I'm just wondering that, you know, who's that lion there? I don't think it's you. I think that if anything, you're like, oh, now I'm going to show him who's boss. Now I'm going to show my strength. It's going to be a big responsibility to wield that sense of power in a healthy way, I think. Now we're moving to the Eight of Pentacles, so super productive. Nine of Cups, great, okay. And then the Virgo energy at the bottom of the deck, lingering behind the Three of Swords. So soon that is going to be vanquished, I think, the Three of Swords. There is a journey here and there's application and it's due process. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, you know, it's I hate this expression, it is what it is. There's a due process here that has to happen step by step. You know, we may be dealing with overcoming something where there is actually a step-by-step process, be it a grieving process, be it overcoming an addiction where there are actually formats in place where we do step one and then we move to step two. So you might actually be doing something like that, but that can be applied to anything, I think. So there's a way to go, there's a method to how you're overcoming that. And that is going to be something you understand, which is good. It's going to be very accessible to you. It's great. Okay, but what is really coming true here to me is like 5, 3, 6, 8 of Pentacles, earthy energy. It's, you know, at least it really does look like on the surface actually that this is so meaningful and this is so fated for you and it's massive soul growth, and I think it is. But the Pentacles cards coming up as we go a little deeper are saying like this is a recalibration for you. And again, I don't want to say that you're the one out of balance, but maybe your work has gone by the wayside. Maybe your kind of finances or how you're spending your energy or your focus or, you know, things around the house or things around your physical body. The Pentacles are physical body too. And it's time just to kind of like do a little bit of housekeeping. I mean that in an all-encompassing way, and just kind of like take some stock, get back on track and put your focus towards the projects and goals that you're working on. 8 and 3 of Pentacles, when they appear in a reading together, it's a really, really great sign of working well, being good at your job, thriving in work, thriving with the team dynamic, and also Luna down here making a bit of a racket. This is one domesticated kitty, aren't you? You love your domesticated life. But anyway, when the 3 and we don't need a cap button, but hey, look, the 3 and 8 of Pentacles appear together in a reading, it does signal that you're thriving in your job and things are going really well for you. You're recognized, you're valued, and you're supported. So I like to see that you're moving on from maybe a place of feeling like you weren't. And then this, the first cup card of the reading, it's like, yay, now we feel good. Now we're feeling satisfied and content and we're happy with our lot, and things are ending the month with maybe a nice little treat or a surprise actually, particularly work and project goal wise. And I also do see perhaps something coming up with a bonus for some, or a rise, or something been hosted in their honor, or you know, you're the host of something, or there's a celebration for you at work or around a project or goal. I'm going to get into this a lot deeper in the extended reading. I'll link that Patreon channel below, and that's where you're going to find the extended. But if this is all you're sticking around for, thank you for your time and energy. Enjoy the rest of the eclipse season. Bye.